We got some movement in the transfer portal. A quarterback is off the board. Conner Weigman taking his talents to Houston. Now, you read this headline, you're like, wait a second, wasn't he just in the SEC? Houston's maybe not necessarily the QB factory, if you will, based on what they did last season. There's more to this than what meets the eye. This is a tremendous case study in the transfer portal, having some complexity and some layers to it. So we'll unpack it right now. If you're a college football sicko, if you want to keep up with all things transfer portal, follow us on the socials, On3 Portal account. Go follow Pete Nakos on there. But make sure you're subscribed right here. We got reactions to big commitments like this one for you. Coming in hot. We appreciate you in advance for being subscribed. So like I said at the open, bit of an eyebrow raiser. You had a couple of schools in the SEC being linked to Conner Weigman. You had some conversations about like where he maybe would have fit. Like Syracuse, I thought from the jump would make a lot of sense for Conner Weigman, but he's going to Houston. Now to me, from a football perspective, I get why this is a little bit more difficult to wrap your head around, but to me, this is just like a career reset. Because put yourself in Conner Weigman's shoes. You're the guy at A&M, right? Like you're supposed to be the next guy to bring A&M into prominence in the SEC. You are the five-star cat, and then things go how they go, where you're dinged up a little bit and you end up losing your job as QB1 at Texas A&M, a pretty public failure. So to go back to a place where Houston is 30 minutes from where he played his high school football in Cypress, Texas. Like this in that regard just feels like a reset from a career perspective, a reset from a personal perspective, just getting back close to the roots, if you will. Now, again, I can't confirm that on a personal level, but I'm reading the tea leaves here, and that's kind of how this looks. Now, from what it means for Houston was not great throwing the football last year. Houston was not great offensively, period, last year. They averaged right around 150 yards passing a game. They're being grouped together with schools like the academies, like Michigan, who didn't really throw the football at all last year. They averaged 14 points a game offensively. Here's what I will say. We have seen via the transfer portal, schools have the ability to flip rosters in a very short period of time. Indiana is a pretty extreme example. They went and won one Big Ten game a year ago. Now they're in the college football playoff. SMU, they took 20-plus transfers and went from G5 to the ACC. Now they're in the college football playoff. So I'm not here to tell you that's the volume that Houston's going to attack the portal with. I think they would be well advised to do so under Willie Fritz. But I will say this. Landing your quarterback early on in the portal cycle is a good way to approach adding more volume. Now, we'll see what they do here going forward at different positions. But I will say, like, being able to tell a receiver in the portal, hey, we got a five-star quarterback that just transferred to us. We feel good about how we're going to get after this thing. That's a nice pitch to make. It's all about principle at this point in time for Houston, but I think there's maybe some arms and legs to that approach. So, Conner Weigman, again, five-star prospect. Just because it didn't work out at A&M does not mean he's not going to have success at Houston. I'll say one more thing here about Weigman. When you talk about the situation at A&M, to me that was more a take on what was going on at A&M rather than what Conner Weigman didn't bring to the table. Like, I think you saw A&M at different points this year have issues protecting the quarterback. And Conner Weigman, it's no secret, he's not the most mobile of the group. So when you have a less mobile quarterback and an offensive line that has question marks at different points in time, like out of survival, you play the more mobile option in Marcel Reed. Again, I'm not saying Conner Weigman can't still have a lot of success given the right system, given the right weapons, and given the right pieces you would hope for him that follow him via the portal. So make sure you're locked in here. Again, portal coverage to the nth degree right here on the On3 YouTube channel. Want you all a part of this. Best way to be a part of this is by being subscribed. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.